What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. I hope all of y'all are enjoying your day today. Let's just dive into our daily cryptocurrency market update for today. We're going to be looking at Ripple and why it may be potentially seeing a price pump soon due to an announcement on April 3rd of MoneyGram partnering with Walmart. If y'all don't know, Walmart's actually creating this whole new service called Walmart to World. It's a payment transfer service, and Ripple is partnered with MoneyGram. That was announced early in 2018. And now MoneyGram just announced this partnership with Walmart. This is a big deal because number one, not a lot of people know about this yet, but number two, Walmart is one of the largest retailers in the world. So we're going to talk about how that may affect Ripple's price as well as other tokens that I'm excited about. And then one of the most important things that I think this video is going to broadcast, which is the relationship of Bitcoin and altcoins in today's market and how that could significantly alter your perspective on how you manage your portfolio in 2018, because I'm seeing a lot more opportunities in altcoins than I'm seeing in Bitcoin right now. And we'll actually look at this chart that we've seen over the past couple of weeks, but I want y'all to really notice here, if y'all don't understand this chart, the orange is Bitcoin, the silver is altcoins, and traditionally, as y'all know, altcoins acted in an inverse relationship to Bitcoin where they would go down in market capitalizations as Bitcoin would go up. But on March 18, that shifted. You see how altcoin dominance started to go up alongside with Bitcoin. Well, why is that important? So I went ahead and did a little bit of research. I gathered data from CoinMarketCap, and these are the past 7 days of performance for all of these coins. And I went ahead and highlighted all of the coins that had either over 10% gains in the past 7 days or over 10% losses in the past 7 days. Because remember, you want to buy in the red and sell in the green. So sometimes if we're looking for opportunities, we're looking for things that are in the red. When we're looking for patterns, we're looking at what's in the green at this point and why. So why are all the coins over 10% in the past 7 days past the top 15? Well, I think it has to do with this whole market cap shift that we're seeing. You can see as well, the largest gainer here is Ontology, followed by Verge at over 70%. And then we have other really intrinsically valuable coins like Amisco, the Binance coin, Steam, over 10% gains. So we're noticing a trend. Most of these coins have intrinsic value. They either have a testnet, a mainnet launched, or they have some sort of prototype being used. And then the coins that I'm seeing that are down over 10% right now are Zilliqa, DigixDAO, and then Walton Chain. And I wasn't trying to go past the top 50, but Walton Chain, in my opinion, is an awesome project. And we're going to be looking at why this is the way it is. Now, Zilliqa and Walton Chain are projects that I'm excited about personally because they are both blockchain application platforms. And if y'all don't know, blockchain applications are really where there's a lot of intrinsic use case right now in the market. Therefore, we know it's a good investment because of that intrinsic value. So looking at Zilliqa and Walton Chain, if we were to pull out Walton Chain's technical analysis, you can see this contracting falling wedge that has been forming since December's pump. But what's cool is now we're starting to see it approach these known support levels of where the price was prior to the huge December pump. And in my opinion, that's a great thing to know, because also looking at the RSI, anything under 40 would be considered bearish, but it would also be considered oversold, which means they were these are really good places to get positioned. So knowing that we're under these levels, you can see how we're not totally going all the way down to that 30. You can see we're seeing some strength along these higher lows, and in my opinion, this is going to bring the RSI past this bearish zone. And as soon as it hits that neutral zone, in my opinion, that's going to show a lot of strength for Walton Coin, and that's why I like this technical analysis. I see a potential reversal soon. Matter of fact, Zilliqa has recently seen its reversal. You can see how this had a very similar pattern, and I also drew the channel out, and as it started to consolidate, it had gotten closer to the apex, finally breaking past that. And in my opinion, this right here was the bullish sign that we're now in a zone for Zilliqa to start seeing some potential strength and an increase in volume. As you can see, buying volume steadily increasing as time progresses. So very good coins in my opinion, very good places to invest. Something I want to transition to, really interesting article here that I saw about the Rockefeller's $3 billion venture capital firm. And why is this important? Well, understand, this is a institution, right? And we're talking about institutional money coming into the market, and when is that going to happen? Well, understand that this is one of the most successful institutional entities in the market because they've had such a resounding portfolio in the past. You can see here they started with $1 million in their fund, now taking that to over $3 billion. And this is the John D. Rockefeller's family that runs this, which, if y'all don't know John D. Rockefeller, one of the most prominent humans in history, a great entrepreneur and innovator. If y'all have been to New York on the Rockefeller building, shout out to y'all. But you can see here, these are actually very important points here. At one point, mentioning in this article the projects that this fund has actually invested in the past, like Intel and Apple, being extreme successes for this company, and this was before they were even household names. So they're known to invest in successful startups. Another two examples would be Nest and Dollar Shave Club. If y'all don't know, Dollar Shave Club in 5 years sold for $1 billion recently. So that was a project that started with a YouTube video and that turned into a huge billion-dollar corporation. So they're very good at finding these early startup stage investments. And what's awesome is they're saying that crypto, in their opinion, is going to be a huge space in the future. They see it as a bullish sign. They also say that because they're looking into investing in cryptos, it's going to lead into many venture capital firms allowing crypto investments, or at least seeking interest in them. And what's awesome is they're saying they're not interested in the short-term gains. They're only interested in the long-term gains, which is awesome because they kind of have the mindset that we're shifting to, which is what are these good opportunities in this market? What coins are intrinsically valuable and undervalued right now? And how can we get a position in those? And that's what, in my opinion, they're looking for. Another article here, I'm not going to touch too much on it, but a recognized investor, George Soros, trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, you can see he finally got internal approval, which he's been seeking for the last couple of months. So while we've been in this bear market, we've got billionaires looking to get approval to invest in this market. So what does that mean? Well, overall, in my opinion, that means that it's just like what we've expected over the past couple of months. Institutional money has yet to come into this market. The dot-com bubble, over $3 trillion in that market valuation. In today's market valuation, that would be over $10 trillion. And this bubble has only really peaked out under $1 trillion. So what does that mean? Well, Main Street has come before Wall Street. Wall Street has not come yet. And now we're starting to see Wall Street's interest in the market. That's a positive sign because that means there's going to be an influx of money coming into the market. So to transition into Ripple, looking at the technical analysis first and foremost, also consolidating towards the apex of this wedge. What I'm liking about Ripple is the fact that the RSI, as y'all can see, has been pretty low over the past couple of weeks. And we even saw this shortly after the drop in December. And in my opinion, anything under these levels are really good places to get positions. But I'm expecting some further consolidation, just being the fact that it looks like we've broken the support levels that we had initially around 72 cents, now around 50 cents. And Ripple's never really seen constant price action around 50 cents. If y'all don't know how Ripple acts in traditional ways, it typically just goes like this and stabilizes in a set price. And the reason that's like that is because of its use case. It's a very unique coin in the fact that the reason people use this and institutions use this is because of the fact that it has liquidity. So liquidity equates to the amount of cash that can pretty much be extracted from this coin if it were to cash out right now. And having a lot of liquidity is important, especially for a payment transfer service, as you want to make sure that the coin that's being used as an intermediary between a transaction has some sort of value to it. So looking at this Walmart to World partnership that we've been talking about, you can see here Walmart and MoneyGram partnership could pump Ripple XRP. MoneyGram partnered with Ripple, testing out Ripple's X Rapid payment solution, which has allowed them to create this transaction transfer across borders that has been secure, fast, and cheap in comparison to traditional money transfer methods. So what's also cool is it says Walmart to World is scheduled for launch in all 4,700 US stores. That is a big deal, especially with Ripple's back end working with all of this technology. You can see here it's the world's largest company by revenue. And what's also cool is the X Rapid system that Ripple has. It uses a digital asset, which is XRP, to offer on-demand liquidity. It's exactly what we talked about. That liquidity, having cash being backed by this coin that's being used as an intermediary is the most important thing for these banks that are using them, because they want to make sure that it has some sort of value. And what's cool is it says it's built for enterprise use, which, as you all know, is really the first step towards mass adoption. To see the early and late majority phase of mass adoption, we need to see institutions and enterprise use before we see consumer use. So another awesome article here about Ripple is Apple implementing Interledger in Safari on iOS. If y'all don't know what Interledger is, I actually put a link in the description below so y'all know. It's a protocol for connecting different blockchains, but y'all can read more about that. It's a very advanced method of connecting blockchains. But what's cool is this partnership with Apple has a individual, Adrian Hope Baleli, I hope I said that right, from Ripple as one of the editors of this article, as they're using Ripple's Interledger system. So good news for Ripple on two spectrums with Apple and Walmart. In my opinion, that right there could lead to some sort of hype pump in Ripple's price sometime soon. So don't be surprised if that happens. As you all know, my position with Ripple has always been kind of neutral in the fact that their coin itself is a coin meant to be used and disposed of as it's transferring money. And in my opinion, the intrinsic value of that is only so limited to coins like BNB, for example, which have constant coin burns, have very good intrinsic value use, and the potential for the value to increase as the usage increases. So I like projects like that, or de-application platforms like Zilliqa and coins like that, versus XRP, where the coin we know doesn't necessarily get used by every single bank that is partnered with Ripple. So with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed this update, and until next time, snipers out.